I am the grim observer. And I still remember that day as if it were yesterday. It's been etched in my hands. A day I confronted the aftermath of a life unraveled by both choice and disease. It's only been 5 years ago that I prepared the body of a 48-year-old woman whose lifestyle and relentless pursuit of pleasure had left her vulnerable to the ravages of advanced syphilis and AIDS. Her body, already a battlefield long before death, turned into a grotesque canvas for me, a grotesque canvas of decay, that defied, during the embalming process. The work that day was full of complications. The advanced syphilis had corroded her tissues, leaving the skin like paper thin and fragile. The AIDS had ravaged her immune system to the point that every incision revealed a raw, exposed truth, a betrayal of her own flesh. Embalming her was like attempting to seal a crumbling relic. The fluids resisted containment, couldn't get distribution to the lower extremities, and the chemicals, they struggled to hold back the natural repulsive breakdown. I often think the quality of life is the quality of death. For in her case, the neglect of her body's warning signs had come full circle in a final horrific display. Every step was a reminder. Every step I took was a reminder about how cruel and inherent a life led on the edge. The decay or the decomposition was not subtle to her organs. It integrated into the tissues as well and wept a foul, pungent, unrelenting testimony to the diseases that had consumed her. There was an undeniable nastiness of the whole process. A reminder of the choices she made, choices that promised freedom and euphoria, had darkened her soul. I sometimes whispered to myself, while I worked, I said, promiscuity darkens the soul, leaving the spirit in wonderland, searching for a fix or a hit. Sort of like a grim musing on how her pursuit of fleeting pleasures had ultimately led her body to betray her in every way possible. Now, her embalming was a slow, methodical process against nature's own undoings. The fluids injected into her veins, into her arteries rather, met resistance due to the clots, plus arteriosclerosis, hardening of the arteries. She had calcium deposits on the inside, and it was complicated. But each moment I spent working on her felt like a confrontational moment with the raw brutality of existence, like a reminder sometimes that the way we live writes its final story. But in those somber hours, as I meticulously prepared her for what we call service, I couldn't help but see the echoes of her life in the decay. Her body in this final state bore the unmistakable marks of a journey marked by relentless pursuit or pleasure, defiance against convention, and ultimately a surrender to the power of disease, pretty much. There was no grand tragedy in it, only a harsh, uncompromising reality. Sometimes the same passions that keep us alive can also lead us to the grave. But this case, with all its grisly details and heart-wrenching inevitability, it remains to me as it serves as a reminder that our final chapter is often written by the choices we make. Choices that can lead to death are messy and unyielding as the life we once lived. But in the silence of the funeral home, amid all the antiseptic smells and chemical smells and the muted hum of the machines, her story endures a somber lesson in this harsh interplay between desire, decay, and the unrelenting march of time. Let's see, I don't mean to sensationalize her suffering, but to honor the weight of her life lived amidst both heritage and heartache. And I still often find that the most profound stories are told not with laughter, but with the quiet acceptance of life's inevitable end. But her departure, I got to say, it was a somber one. Which leads me to this point. You can't depend on PrEP. That's the HIV medicine to sustain you in your promiscuity. That's the biggest lie ever told. Find you one person to be with. That's all you need, one person. Because everybody have the same thing. The only thing is different is the face. No need to go from this person to that person, continue to spread these diseases to other people, vulnerable people. Because PrEP didn't work for her. She already had too much. She had too much. I had to sugarcoat it in the beginning, but this is the reality of it all. And it's a horrible way to live life, for one. And it's even worse at death. Now understand that a lot of you may not care about your death, you'll be dead anyway. But and I'm a firm believer in it's not how you die. It's not even when you die, because death has no time or no way that can't be unfathomed. But just for the health aspect of it and the presentation, these diseases remain in the body far after death. The purpose of the embalming is to disinfect, of course, but they still hold weight and are very much alive after the embalming process, up to 7 to 10 days. So even we as morticians can get infected through blood splatter or whatever from these corpses. But so I'm saying some things we can avoid, and those are STDs. They can be avoided because you get STDs from being promiscuous and sleeping around. Now, if you're married and your partner gave it to you, that's a whole nother video. But I'm talking to those that choose PrEP as a barrier